all these bills are going to affect your salary, and if you're going to end up at live hand to mouth. So you have to be smart there. And when they're offering you certain housing, if the housing price on a bit too much for your pay, do not be afraid to say it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Rachel's Way, and I am back with some questions I asked you guys to ask, and you guys indeed did ask. Thank you also for the congratulations, those shared on my TikTok, those shared on the YouTube video that I posted, and even those shared privately. I am most appreciative of them all. So thank you. And if there's anybody that didn't tell a personal thank you, it's all love. All right. So the first question that I was asked is if I have any regrets. I don't have any regrets coming to the US to work as a nurse. What I would have loved though is to have a bit more insight into what I am coming into and how to basically maneuver this new journey, because it is a new journey, and whether or not you are a nurse for 60 years, 100 years, when you are moving from out of what would have been deemed as your comfort zone to go into something that's particularly new to you, you know, it's good when you have a bit of insight so you know how to move towards it. How was the transitioning phase for me? I am still transitioning. The transitioning from Jamaica to the US is not like a 2-month phase and it all ends. I am still transitioning because I'm still learning. For me so far, it has its ups and its downs, but once a nurse, always a nurse. The systems might be different. They have different policies, but as long as you are a nurse, you'll know to function. It's a new country. If you don't know something, do not be afraid to ask. Don't be thinking the question is stupid. Even if the question seems like it should be something that you should know off the bat, please ask. I am like that because when even I see some medication that even if I gave them the patient in Jamaica and I see them marked with a red arrow or something suggesting that they're a bit dangerous, I'm asking them, even if I give it 100 times in Jamaica and I know the dangers that they come with, there might be something new that I don't know. So I'm going to ask, and it has helped me a lot. So guys, practice that. Me kind of try mix it in with the SMR or ASMR name. Anyway, you know me I thought they could sound something they make us sound. Anyways, cultural shock. Yes, living in Jamaica and moving to the US as a nurse, it's totally different. So yes, you are going to be faced with cultural shock when you are on your own, maybe getting groceries, and cultural shock at the hospital. For me, one of the biggest thing here for me is like somebody just randomly say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And don't start to give them a paragraph because they are not really interested in what you're doing. It's like a second nature question. It's a way to greet, and they're just greeting you. So don't start ready to tell them a full life story if you're that type of person. Oh, different is the salary. Naturally, salary over here is going to be more, but also bear in mind that though your salary is more, your bills are more. Right? So it's not just about the salaries, but when you're coming, you're taking a job, you're choosing a house. Listen to this part. When you come here and they present you with different housing and choosing a house, think about your salary, how much you get every 2 weeks, how much is the rent, how much is the car note if you're purchasing a brand new car and you did your purchase from out here. How much is the car note going to be? If it's a brand new car, the insurance is going to be a bit high. If you can get some estimate based on the car that you'll be having, your Jamaica license doesn't have a lot of credit on it. So basically you're going to be getting an insurance like a brand new driver. So your salary, though it's enough, you need to think about these things: your housing, your bills, meaning your phone bill, your car bill, your rent. If you pay water, your water, if your internet bill, you know, all these things need to be taken in consideration. Your food and stuff like that. If you live at a housing where you're responsible to cover the garbage you bill or stuff like that, or mowing the lawn, all these bill. So when you're choosing a house, ask about these things. What are the utility bills that are included in your housing? This is a very important question, because even those helping you to get housing, they're not going to be thinking about your salary. You have to think about your own salary and know all these bills are going to affect your salary, and if you're going to end up at live hand to mouth. So you have to be smart there. And when they're offering you certain housing, if the housing price on a bit too much for your pay, do not be afraid to say it. Because I remember I was offered a couple of housing well, and I told them, no. I can't be getting this and then I'm paying that. That's crazy. I'm not doing it. So I tell them, so it not gonna work out. Me can get $3 and me have to pay $1.50 for housing, plus me have to pay for water different, plus me have to pay for light, plus me have to pay for gas. All of these things, you have to be very smart with that, because that we just make your experience bad, your bills them alone. Advice a person thinking of transitioning. These are the advices basically. So as I answer the question, I'm trying to put a bit of advice in it. So think about these things before you choose housing. Think about these things before you choose a job that are the state that you want to go and live. The state, when you're choosing the town that you're going to be living in, think about the schools that are there for your children or your child, because they need to know if it's a town or a county that has great schools. What are you going to be getting your child there? If you're coming with your spouse, if you're coming with a spouse, you need to know that the area that you're at, and not only you alone will get hurt, because it will stress you, it will stress the man, and the whole household will go miserable. So you need to know if your spouse will be jobs will be readily available there for your spouse and not only you having money with you. When you're coming, they normally tell you like to take like at least 5,000 US. I would say take that. But what I'll also tell you while you take the money, be stingy with the money. Not spend the money if you're not have to spend the money. Wait, see how things are going, because when you just come, you're not going to be working. So be very mindful with your spending. Be very smart with your spending and all these things. Coming with a what? Coming the partner by yourself. I mentioned that a while ago. Don't just be thinking about you and you having a work in the state. See if it's a state where your partner can easily get work. See if it's a state where it is at a state where, or a town rather, where it's economically viable for the entire household. See what the taxes in that state are like. I know it sounds like a lot to be thinking about, but you need to think about the tax in a state where you go. You need to think about the renting, housing there, how readily available is there apartments for you to rent. When there are apartments there, you need to be thinking about the fact like your pay and the apartment cost there. You need to be thinking about the car we are going to choose. Don't just choose a car because it look like big car. You need to make sure your money can pay for your car now. And the American are debt and bills. You don't want to be here under your shame. So you have to be smart about your spending. Okay? Who have ears, let them hear. Be smart about your spending. Very good. Specializing. Honestly, when you get here as a nurse, you're not going to be thinking straight away about specializing. You're basically going to be thinking about moving from pen and paper to using a computer, understanding where to find what you're looking for on the computer. And when you're in orientation, make sure at this time you ask every question. Right? You still be able to ask depending on how your staff is. Thank God I have some lovely staff. So if there's anything I need to know at my hospital, I ask them and I'm sure that someone will assist me. So I'm grateful to God for that. And the individual that I did my orientation with, chef kiss to her, big her up. She is so good. She's such a lovely person. She stands as a great what would you say now? She stands as a great representative for what or who why you chose nursing. So hopefully you get somebody that is just as passionate, and the more passionate the person you get it, the more they'll basically put out for you to learn. Childcare. Yes, my dear. For childcare also, if you can have somebody from your home country come and help assist you the child until you're better on your foot, that would be good, because childcare over here expensive. Expensive, dear. So if you have persons with visa, you can encourage them to do that. And if not, you can try. They can send somebody with church to go try for the visa, give them your address and stuff. The entry for a visa, because nothing try, nothing done. What else should I say? If you want a bit more in depth about apartments and all the estimation of distance from your workplace to the apartment, that would have made more sense for a new nurse coming into the US. If you want me to go a bit more on that, I can do that, because this is also something you need to bear in mind when you just come into the US. Yes, you want one cheap apartment, but you don't want the apartment there woyo and you there tololo. You don't want that apartment to be miles away from you, as in you have to take at least 1 hour for reach. Don't do that to yourself, my dear, because it's going to stress you out. Try to get apartment closest to where you're working. Sometimes they might be a bit expensive, but if you think about the utility bill in them and stuff like that, get it somewhere close so it's not too stressful on you. And make sure, so for the insurance, yourself and your kids, if you find that it's a bit too much, there's so much. So if there's so much, and I think like to talk to you guys about some of these areas, me really have to just pick the ear of them and go in by themselves with it, because the whole of them important, and these are things that you need to know before you just rush in coming to the US. I understand that we're excited and stuff, but having a bit of background knowledge on these things, insurance, car note, apartment, and the list continues, goes a far way. I gave you guys a bit of insight. Let me know if it was helpful, or if you guys want to know a bit more. Just comment more on what you want to know on my YouTube channel, because I check my YouTube channel messages more than I check other messages. And don't be afraid to ask. This is a time for you ask. Don't afraid for ask. This is a time. Don't be hiding and watching and no ask nothing. So we have to say, because this is when you will learn. And somebody that traveled to the US maybe 15 years ago and over there 20 years I work as nurse, somebody recently coming with an agency will be able to guide you in ways that they over there will not be able to guide you. So if you want to ask a nurse to just come here, how is it like for her, and she guides you, take that up. And also ask one of the different 25 years. It will help. But you are coming with an agency. They are here now with an agency. There are things that they'll be able to tell you that others working over here for much in years can't tell you, because things change. Simple as that. I can't put it any other way. Well, guys, wrap it up. It was nice talking to you all on the topic of my migration, what it's like for me, and I hope my little 5 cent, 2 cent, 10 cent was helpful to you. And remember, if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Hit me up. I am ready to explain. It's fine. We're here to help each other, learn from each other, and that's all that matters. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.